All right, so now we're going to talk about HIV progression, how HIV affects the body over time and how it can progress to AIDS. So when someone first gets HIV, that's when they get a primary infection. That's the first stage. And in the first stage of HIV, the number of HIV in the body goes very high, which is red line. So it goes really high up. So there's a lot of HIV in the body. And the CD4 cells, the immune cells that HIV attacks, goes down. It drops really low. And this primary infection stage lasts for 2 to 3 months. And during this stage, someone can get a fever or just flu-like symptoms, very general symptoms that they may think is just a flu or a cold or just some kind of sickness that they eventually get over. And it's really basic, and there's nothing that will say that it's HIV. There's no way to know that it was HIV. And so after the primary infection, that illness goes away, and the person enters a quiet period. And during the quiet period, the HIV virus and the CD4 cells in the immune system are kind of battling each other. And so they kind of go up and down, up and down. And during this stage, there's no symptoms. So a person seems perfectly healthy. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't even know that they have HIV. So what's the only way someone knows that they may have HIV?
Get tested.
Getting tested. So if someone in the quiet period gets tested for HIV, that's the only way they can know that they had HIV. And the quiet period can last for 5 to 7 years. So it can last a really long time where someone is healthy, they don't feel sick, they don't get sick a lot, they're just living life as normal. And then eventually their immune system cannot keep fighting the HIV. And the CD4 cells in the immune system starts to drop and the HIV virus starts to go up. And this is called early HIV. So at this point, a person is more susceptible to opportunistic infections. Their immune system is weaker, and it's easier for infections to get into their body and make them sick. And this can last for 1 to 3 years. After this stage, if the immune system keeps going down, the CD4 cells keep going down and the immune system is weaker, they enter the AIDS stage. And that's classified as when someone's CD4 cells go below 200. So when they have below 200 CD4 cells per cubic millimeter of blood, we say the person has AIDS, or they have acquired immune deficiency because the HIV, the virus, has attacked their immune system. The virus has attacked their immune system so much and made it so weak that they've acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And at this point, their immune system is so weak that it's very hard for them to fight off illnesses. So it's very common to get things like malaria, tuberculosis, any kind of illness. It's very easy for them to get it, and it's very hard for someone to fight off those illnesses if they have, or if they're in the AIDS stage. And they can also get other illnesses that a person who is healthy does not get, that a normal healthy immune system will fight off, but a person with AIDS, their immune system is so weak that they get other infections that healthy people don't normally get. So those are the 4 stages of HIV progression. And the important thing to know is that this chart does not only go this way. This chart can also go backwards. And it can go backwards if someone takes ARV treatment. Does anyone remember what the ARV treatment does?
Lowers your viral load.
Right, it lowers the viral load. So, if someone is in the AIDS stage and they start taking ARV treatment, the viral load will go down. There'll be less HIV in their body. And they will be back in these stages where they can live healthy and they can have a healthy life. And the ARV treatment helps them to stay healthy and helps their immune system to be able to fight the HIV and to be able to protect them from other diseases.
You have what?
Years, 9 to 10? No.
7 to 10.
Okay, so this chart goes, these times are based on someone who never takes ARV treatment. So if someone never takes any ARV treatment, in India, the average time from being infected with HIV to dying from an infection because they have AIDS is 7 to 10 years. So that's the average time if someone does not take any treatment. If someone starts taking treatment though, they can live a very long time. They can live a normal, long life like any other healthy person.
And it's important to know and remember that HIV or AIDS does not kill a person. Someone doesn't die because they don't die from AIDS or from HIV, which is something we hear a lot. HIV is a virus that weakens the immune system, and that allows for opportunistic infections to then come in. And those other infections are what really do harm to the body and ultimately can cause people to die.